Hi, my name is Nick Westbury. I'm a software engineer and test here at GitLab. Today, I'm just going to be running through a test that we perform for Gitaly Failover. The aim of this test is just to show how Gitaly and how your local Git commands will behave during a failover. So essentially, if your primary Gitaly server goes down and a new primary needs to be elected. So to do this, we've just created a few projects in our GitLab instance here. We've got a 50K architecture and we've just got a bunch of projects here, which are pretty much empty. They're all identical in that they've all got a README, which just has the title, and they've all got this extra file, which just keeps a count of when we're doing our testing. So these numbers here just increment and shows each time that a test has been performed, and we'll see that happen during the testing. So if I just go back. So to do this, all we're going to do is we're going to send load to this system. So what that means is we'll have running in a loop, we'll be checking out each of these different projects all at the same time. So we'll be cloning those locally. We'll be adding a new number to that file, and we'll be pushing the result. And we'll just do that in a loop throughout the entire failover process. So what I can do is we have a tool that just does this for us. So I can start this tool locally. So if I do that now, okay, so all it does is it waits for this file to exist just so that that controls the starting and ending of it. So I can just do that. So now it should. Okay, so it's now proceeding with tests. And all that means is if we go back to here and go to any of these projects, we should see. So now we see at the end of where we had 39, we're now 1, 2. If I refresh, we should go so 3. So we can see that it's now updating. So this tool just keeps doing this in a loop, just checking out this file, adding a new number to it, and pushing the result. And it's doing that for all of those 15 projects. So now that that's running, we can go on to one of our prefect nodes that we've got here. So it's just any of our prefect nodes, we can run this curl command, and this will show us who our Gitaly leader is. So in this instance, we've got Gitaly 1. So to perform our failover, we want to connect to our Gitaly node. And in this instance, we'll just stop the node. So we can do a CTL stop. Before I do that, I'll just quickly show. So all of these Git commands, we actually are printing to this log file that we have here. So each of these like tests that we run just prints out that it checked out this repository and it was a success. So you can see that if we go to the bottom of the file, we've got a start time here. It just updated, did a bunch more, printed the end time, and it just keeps going. It's just continuously going in a loop. So now if we stop the Gitaly server, okay, so that's going down. We should now see here what actually happens is that this starts to fail. So at first we see a few clones fail, and what this will be is because at the point we stopped, these were trying to clone from that repository that we just stopped, from that Gately server that we just stopped. So they fail. But then after those initial clones, we should see here that everything, it says clone fail, everything now starts to say push failed. And that's because there's no primary server to push to. So reads can happen from any server. So those keep working. We keep cloning the repository without issue, but pushes all now fail because there's no primary. But what happens is Gitaly automatically elects a new primary. So if we scroll down to the end here, we can now see that everything starts passing again without us doing anything. And in reality, the time it took to do all of this takes from 10:27:49 to 10:27:59. So it took 10 seconds. So in 10 seconds, we had all these failures that just, there's no primary, nowhere to push to, and then the system recovers and everything starts passing again. And if we go over to our repositories again, we can see all the numbers, we just kept incrementing. There's no gap in our testing because while it can't push, it just didn't update, and then it continues to push again. And we end up, and now we're just at 34, refresh. So now 35, 36, 37. So the program's still there, it's still pushing, and everything is updating as expected. So that's Gitaly failing over, like I say, during the window where a new primary is being elected, all pushes fail. But then as soon as that window finishes, everything starts to pass again.